NASCAR is a treasure trove of weirdness. Just look through its history and you'll find some of the most weird stories in all of sports. And today, I want to look at 7 weird NASCAR stories, memories, facts, whatever you may be that have been forgotten. First off, let's look at Jamey Spencer. Jamey Spencer is a very interesting driver, but he also had a very interesting career path. And it goes like this. In 1989, Hut Stricklin would drive the number 57 for Rod Osterlund. The next year, Jamey Spencer's put in the car. Okay, nothing out of the ordinary there. That's just normal free agency silly season. In 1990, Stricklin goes to the 12 for Bobby Allison. Through the middle of 1992, a relatively longer streak in his career, until Jamey Spencer is put into the ride for the rest of the year. While that is something that's kind of weird, it's still just twice. It can just be a coincidence. In 1993, he would drive the number 27 McDonald's car for Junior Johnson. Spencer would get that ride in 1994 and get his only 2 career wins. All right, we're seeing a trend now. That's 3. And then in 1994, Stricklin would be put in Travis Carter's number 23 car, for which he would be replaced in 1995 by Jamey Spencer. Say what you want about Jamey Spencer and Hut Stricklin's careers, that is odd in every single way, and nobody seems to look back on that as something weird that happened. Another thing that many seem to forget is how much Tony Stewart struggled in the crown jewel races. Listen, we all remember how in 2005 and 2007, he would win the Brickyard 400. But those were his only crown jewel wins in NASCAR history, which is really odd to say when you look at the rest of the drivers around or near him on the wins list and championship list. We remember that he never won a Daytona 500, that he came up close many times, but it just was never meant to be. But we don't remember the other struggles, like the fact that he never won the Coke 600. He won the All-Star race, he won a points race there, he ran the double, for Christ's sake, but the best finish he could ever muster up was 3rd in 2001, and he never really was close in this race. It was extremely odd to see. He also never won the Southern 500. Hell, he never actually won a race at Darlington, which for a driver as skilled as Tony Stewart, it feels like it'd fit right into his wheelhouse. The best finish he had at that track was 3rd in 2009 and 2012, where, to his credit, he did race Jimmy Johnson for the win pretty hard. And while he did win the 2001 Bristol night race, some mention that in the conversation as a crown jewel, but it really is technically not one. Third up is NASCAR's first disabled champion, Red Byron. This was mostly from ESPN.com, good job on Ryan McGee on the story for this, that Byron had served in World War II as a flight engineer on B-24 Liberator bombers. And during one of his flight missions, a bomb got caught up and stuck in the plane when it was supposed to drop. And Byron was the one who was in charge of getting those let loose. And when he did that, he managed to get it let loose, but it exploded right under the plane, shredding his left leg. And after that, he'd be hospitalized for 27 months after the fact. He still managed to race, though. That's the incredible part. He had a leg brace with a huge limp, but his team and him managed to bolt the clutch pedal to his brace so that he could still race, and he raced incredibly well, winning the inaugural NASCAR championship. Fourth up is that the shoe was never the problem for Danica. At 2012 in Montreal, Danica Patrick was having the best race of her professional racing career, looking well on her way to victory and absolutely dominating the Xfinity race up in Montreal. Then, here comes a shoe, and ESPN reports she has steering issues over the radio. And the thing is, she was having these issues actually before the shoe was thrown. It was more or less that ESPN never really clarified the way that this was all going down. She had basically radioed over to Tony Eury Jr. the information before the shoe even hit the track. Fifth up is NASCAR's sexiest driver. Yeah, I'm not misspeaking whatsoever. In 2005, NASCAR hit its popularity and cultural peak in America. With women being one of the fastest growing pieces of the fan base, Fox did an interesting segment for the entirety of the 2005 season to try and play more to them and attract more female fans. In doing this, they had a weekly bracket that fans would vote on NASCAR's sexiest driver. After 15 race weekends and 17 million votes, it came down to who else but Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr., the two most popular drivers in NASCAR at the time. And with this, Fox played it up in the last race, had a big segment, had a couple of models and celebrities come in to talk about them. It was frankly quite odd looking back. And of course, Dale Earnhardt Jr. would win, as he was the most popular driver at the time. Sixth up, and let's stick on the Dale Jr. train here, is Visa being rumored to sponsor Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 2008. In 2007, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s free agency was huge. It was the biggest free agency in the history of NASCAR and was compared to if Tom Brady had left the Patriots or if Peyton Manning had left the Indianapolis Colts. Funny enough, that would happen. And with that, rumors flew everywhere. Sometimes it was people saying he was going to drive JRM and Cup. Yes, that rumor has been around since 2007. Some were the fact that he could go to Ginn or Joe Gibbs Racing or race the 3 at RCR. And one of the rumors was that Visa was already signed on to be his sponsor for all 36 races wherever he went in 2008. The problem with this rumor? Well, only one person was saying it, Jeff Hammond on Fox broadcasts in the Hollywood Hotel. And every Hollywood Hotel segment in 2007 was sponsored by Visa MasterCard. I'm not saying that they tried to peddle some information to help the bidding war, but I'm not saying that they didn't either. It was honestly pretty funny watching him say the same thing each week, even after the Earnhardt camp had said that that was not the case. And it wouldn't be the case as he'd drive with Amp Energy and the National Guard on the majority of his race cars in 2008 and beyond. And last up, let's talk about Darlington. Let's stick with it because that's where the rumor really started for Junior. Darlington used to decide championships. And I'm not saying that, big moments would happen at Darlington to decide championships. I mean, the Southern 500 would award more points and would influence the championship in the early years of NASCAR. See, in the old days, the NASCAR championship points weren't necessarily awarded just off of position, kind of similar to today with stage points, but way, way more chaotic. Instead of the Lapford system we'd get in the modern era of NASCAR from 75 and beyond, they were awarded based on track size, amount of laps, finish, as well as how big the race was. The championship format changed damn near every year, and with that, the Southern 500, with it being at times the biggest race for the most part, as well as the biggest track in the early years of NASCAR, meant it awarded a huge boatload of points more, and if you won or finished really good in that race, well, you were probably going to win the NASCAR championship. As the Southern 500 before the Daytona 500 was the biggest, and probably even the couple years actually after the Daytona 500 was still the biggest race in NASCAR. So, NASCAR awarded it as such. And with that, there's 7 weird stories, facts, and different stuff from NASCAR. So, what are your weird, forgotten NASCAR facts or stories that you know of? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel for more great and fun NASCAR content. Thank you so much to all my channel members for your continued support. And until next time, have a good one.